Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to the Omni Coalition news show, aka TOCNS. This show is an amalgam of strange, weird, bizarre, off-the-wall, and otherwise things you don't normally see during anymore from most news sources these days. During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss for the most part. For links to those articles, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and today I am joined by... Yes, the one, the only, the Big Blob. Anyway, today is Woden's Day, aka Odin's Day, aka Wednesday, December 14th, 2022. So, let's jump into the news, shall we? From Rebel News here, we have, actually let me scroll back up here, Rebel News. Skate Canada advances inclusivity mandate, changes the definition of team. Let's see where this goes. Team Canada has changed the definition of team in a recent move to commit to non-discrimination based on gender identity. Here we go, again. Ice dances and pairs will no longer be defined as a traditional man-woman team. They will be now referred to as a team consisting of two skaters. Alright, I'm liking where this is going so far. President of Skate Canada, Karen Butcher, believed that, quote, by updating the definition of team, many individuals in the figure skating community in Canada will have new opportunities to embrace the sport, end quote. Apparently, another quote, it was necessary for the ice dance and pair world to change their definition of team from a man to a woman to just two people skating together. However, they identify, end quote, says Skate Canada coach and Olympic champion Scott Moyer. The updated definition will be reflected in the Skate Canada rule book, in the podium pathway documents, and the scoring system. For new entry submissions, the pair and ice teams will no longer be required to enter a woman and a man. Instead, athletics can refer to themselves now as Skater A and Skater B, lifted partner or lifting partner, or follow and lead. Okay, so I'm all for this. This is pretty cool. So, and for there's only like one more paragraph or a couple more paragraphs left, but please go to the actual article. They put in the work. I'm just reading this, as I always say. So go give them the web traffic and all that stuff. But I think this is all right. What say you?
As you know, I identify as blob, and we multiply by mitosis. So actually now I also can participate. Yeah, and I also. Oh, sorry, it happened again. The mitosis.
Ha! The blobs are taking over. So, are you saying that you're sentient gray goo?
Absolutely, not the gray goo, but the funny goo. But joke aside, I think that's okay.
Yeah, this is cool, you know. So anyway, we're gonna move on up here. More from Rebel News. This is weird. A Catholic school board trustee is on trial for being too Catholic. What? Alright, Toronto Catholic District School Board trustee Mike Del Grande is currently before a tribunal. If he is found guilty, he can be stripped of his teaching license and face economic punishment. As for Del Grande's sin, apparently his defense of Catholic moral teaching with respect to gender identity is offside with the increasingly woke TC DSB, whatever that is. Specifically, Del Grande is in the hot seat with the Ontario College of Teachers because he objected to a fellow trustee's motion to add gender identity and gender expression to the DSB's Code of Conduct policy. Del Grande argued that to do so would make a violation of Catholic doctrine. Alas, a Catholic school board trustee standing up for Catholic values in a Catholic school district is apparently, in some circles, an act of transphobia. Of course it is. Why don't people just realize that this is obviously an attack towards Catholics? You know? Like, everything that's not woke is being attacked by the woke. So, this is ridiculous. Like, honestly, like, it's not enough for the alphabet people to have their own thing. Now they have to take other people's things away? Seriously?
Well, the bakery incident also had the same issue back then.
Oh, well. The bakery incident was such a farce. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on up. Sorry?
Oh, I wanted to say that 5-letter abbreviation stood for the school board, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Anyway, it says here from Oddity Central, parents hired skilled gamer to beat children at video games and crush their confidence. Wow. Wow. So instead of allowing your children to embrace their skills, you're trying to force them to do something else that they don't want. Bad parenting.
That happened already many years ago already also in China. There was this father who was worried that his son was playing too many MMOs, and then he hired an assassin who would not kill him in real life but in the MMOs.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. And didn't that guy end up being like, you know, didn't he off himself or something, or slip into depression or something like that? The kid?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know. Anyway, it says here, once again, China. A Chinese gamer recently went viral after claiming that he had been paid by the parents of at least 2 kids to beat them at online video games and crush their confidence. Video games are generally pretty harmless if played in moderation, but in many cases nowadays children become so obsessed with these made-up virtual worlds that they start to ignore their real lives, school, and even their families. Getting them back on track can be a real challenge, and many parents turn to desperate measures. In China, for example, some parents sign their kids up for military-style camps, while others use sneakier techniques like hiring skilled gamers to beat their kids at their favorite video games and convince them to quit. So as you were just talking about, Blob, like this has happened before, and it's probably going to happen a lot more in the future here. It says, one such video game master recently revealed that he was paid by the parents of a young gamer to kick his butt at his favorite video game and make him question his actual skills. According to Star Video, the young boy's parents said that he used to be a model student and an obedient child until the 4th grade, after which video games changed him completely. Well, here's a radical thought. Don't buy them video games. You know? Like, they can't get a job. You know, in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, they can't get jobs. They can't go and, don't give them money to buy video games. Don't buy them consoles. Don't buy them computers. It's that simple. Just it costs less just to not buy things. Like, why is it up to my ass to figure this out for them? That's ridiculous.
I have an even more radical idea. Just be good parents. Like, set them limits. Tell them if you're if you're not good enough at school, you will get less video game time. Yeah, simple as that. Another thing is that, when you hire someone to continuously spawn camp somebody, all you're doing really is you're just pushing them to get better. So, in essence, their path to try to get this guy to get off of video games is probably going to push him to be even more on video games so he can try harder, get better, and start kicking the butt of this guy who's kicking him up and down the street. I don't see any good, pathway coming out of this at all. So, and sending them to military camps just makes them play Call of Duty afterwards.
Yeah, it just, it's basically Call of Duty IRL, but worse. So, but anyway, let's move on up here. More from Oddity Central, going from China to South Korea now. Leading virtual K-pop girl band looks eerily realistic. It says, Eternity is an AI-generated virtual K-pop idol group consisting of 11 members created using advanced deepfake technology. K-pop has really taken the world by storm in recent years, with groups like BTS and Blackpink conquering market after market with their catchy songs and energetic dance routines. The genre has become one of South Korea's main exports, generating tons of billions in revenue, but despite its massive international success, the massive corporations behind the K-pop wave are not resting on their laurels. Instead, they are constantly looking for ways to stay relevant in this constantly changing industry, and artificial intelligence is apparently the next big thing. So it's not that big of a surprise that AI-generated virtual K-pop groups are already a thing. These are all fake. Wow. This is all computer imagery. That's astounding.
We talked about some deepfakes a few days ago, I think. Not on the show, but in private.
Yeah, off air. We did. So, but this is
they get very good.
Dude, it is unbelievable that all of these are not real people.
You know, there is an entire other industry that will also probably use this soon, and then.
So, if Korean pop is called K-pop, would Chinese rap be called crap? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on up. More from Oddity Central. Woman ends decade-long marriage because of husband's fishing addiction. Here we go. China, once again. Chinese woman recently divorced her husband of 10 years because of his addiction to fishing, a hobby he often put before his family. According to a divorce case filed with the Joy County's police court in Shandong province, the woman, surnamed Zhang, claimed that she has had enough of her husband's fishing addiction. She claimed to take care of the house chores and their 2 children while he sits on the sofa looking at his smartphone and going out to fish with his friends after dinner every evening. After repeatedly asking him to spend more time with her and their children than his fishing buddies, Zhang decided that divorce was the only viable option. Well, that is sad, but you know, guy can't grow up. You know, yeah, he likes fishing, but you gotta learn responsibilities. You have kids. You know, you have a wife to please. You know, so you know, you gotta pick one or the other. You know, like you can still go fishing, just not as often. I don't know why this guy can't get some responsibility, but.
I mean, they were married for 10 years, so it sounds to me like their love has grown off, or at least from his side, and yeah. It's not the fishing that is the issue, but that he just doesn't love her anymore, probably.
I see we have Jaden2309. Thank you. We believe us. We appreciate your viewership, and a lot of our population listen to K-pop. Yeah, a lot of people listen to K-pop and such. So, but thank you for viewing. I appreciate that. Yeah, anyway, let's move on up. This is something I want. The Spa Cruzy, the crazy floating jacuzzi you didn't know you needed. As its name sort of suggests, the Spa Cruzy is a unique floating jacuzzi that allows you to comfortably cruise around on water you don't actually have to make contact with. A jacuzzi on a boat isn't the craziest concept in the world. Lots of luxury yachts have them, but the Spa Cruzy is something else entirely. Nearly its entire teardrop-shaped body is filled with water, so it's literally a floating hot tub powered by a small motor capable of propelling it at cruising speed for about 5 hours. And if that wasn't crazy enough, this thing comes with its own functional gas-powered fireplace, because why not? If any of this sounds remotely interesting, know that the Spa Cruzy can be yours for only $50,000. That's not bad. You know?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy this, and I spent my $50,000 on filling up my tank for the car. Sorry.
Aw, shucks. Darn gas bills, you know? Like, but this is cool. Like, I see there's a little fireplace there, and, like, what appears to be an entertainment thing. Looks like a screen right here, or maybe it's just a mirror, I don't know. But that looks really cool. I'd love to be in there. The jacuzzi's in Ohio. Everything's Ohio. So, but this continues on here. Created by entrepreneur Alex Canwins, the Spa Cruzy is one of the most insane boats ever made. It comes equipped with an internal heating and circulation system to keep the water at the right temperature, as well as ultraviolet and salt water filtration system to keep everything clean. But interested buyers can also opt for extras like various high-end finishings, custom hull colors and decking, and underwater lights to make their floating hot tub stand out. Wow. So, if you really want to go crazy with it, dude, this is going to be in GTA 5, just watch. Like, or GTA 6. It's going to be something for their online version of it. Anyway,
so that's how you get one.
Yeah. Anyway, this is really concerning here. From the Mirror, Madonna shares topless selfie as she covers nipples with emojis in latest bizarre post. Madonna, stop. Madonna, why? Please. Madonna has shocked her fans with another topless shot on social media with just emojis covering her modesty. The Material Girl singer, at the age of 64, took to Instagram stories sharing her age-defying flawless figure in a gold corset and fishnet tights. The Queen of Pop posed her arms above her head in a raunchy rated shot showing off her chest, but for a carefully placed lollipop and cash bag icons. Madonna did, however, wear some figure-hugging clothes on the rest of her body, opting for a tight-fitting gold corset, which cinched her in at the waist atop of large satin briefs. Oh, God.
I did not need to see that.
Neither did I. I did not expect that to be there. Well, I mean, it's in the freaking article, so... yeah, so now we've accidentally seen what this is about. Let's move on. From UPI, aka Oopie, British schools Lego Hanukkah might be the world's largest. This is interesting. Students at a school in Britain attempted a Guinness World Record by constructing an 8-foot Hanukkah, or I don't think it's called Hanukkah, I think it's called menorah, the traditional menorah used for Hanukkah celebrations, from 80,000 Lego bricks. The Gesher School, a Jewish school for students with special education needs in Pinner, England, built a massive candelabra sculpture from about 80,000 Lego pieces over the course of a year under the instruction of teaching assistant Danny Casado, a former Lego employee. The massive Hanukkah was officially unveiled in a ceremony attended by Chief Rabbi Ephraim Mivris, head of the United Hebrew Congregations of the Commonwealth. The school said that the finished sculpture is being submitted to Guinness World Records for consideration as the world's largest Lego Hanukkah. Alright, well, good luck to them. Oh. And do we have a picture somewhere?
And I'm part of the media team.
Audio. Oh. Okay, so we're seeing how they're doing the interior. They're building things on base plates. I think I saw a glue gun there. So that's kind of cheating. But this is interesting. But yeah, I see that, yeah, they're building it, assembling it. There it is.
Oh yeah, that thing is big.
That is a really big Lego Hanukkah. And it lit up too.
Big.
Did you see that? Look at that.
Yes.
That's cool. Alright.
It even has thing.
Yep. Let's move on up here. More from Oopie. Idaho man folds 31 t-shirts in 1 minute for world record. Wow. Hire this guy at your local, like Macy's or JCPenney's or something. Yeah,
He also has the right name for that.
Mm-hmm. An Idaho man with more than 250 Guinness World Records titles to his name broke yet another record by folding 31 t-shirts in 1 minute. David Rush, who breaks Guinness World Records to promote STEM education, said he decided to take on another t-shirt related record after previously earning titles for hanging t-shirts in 1 minute and donning the most t-shirts in 1 minute. I think we spoke about the hanging shirts not too long ago, actually. Yeah, we did, because David Rush. Yeah, I made a crack at his name. He's living up to his last name. He's a Rush. So, anyway, the record was to beat 23. And Rush said that he experimented with different techniques to determine the fastest way to fold. The record breaker said he ultimately landed on the method of fold one arm in, then the other, then the bottom. The technique allowed Rush to successfully break the record by folding 31 t-shirts in the allotted time. Wow. So, there's now a war between the Ohio final boss versus the Idaho man. Well, potatoes always win, unless they're Irish. So, anyway, let's move on up here from AP News, or whatever AP News stands for. Deputy dressed as Grinch gives onions to speeding drivers. Wow, this is interesting.
I think it's the Associated Press.
Yes, maybe. Let's see, what is AP? Yep, you're right. Let's see, several motorists who were speeding through the elementary school zone on the Florida Keys Oversea Highway received an odorous onion as a reminder to slow down from the county sheriff's deputy dressed as the Grinch. Colonel Lou Caputo, a 37-year veteran of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, who conjured up the concept more than 20 years ago, was back on the streets today. Drivers who travel about 5 miles per hour or less above the school zone speed limit can choose between traffic citations and an onion presented by the Grinch. Those speeding beyond that likely receive a costly ticket. Quote, it's about education, awareness that our school zones are still operating even though it's a holiday season, Caputo said. We want people to slow down, end quote. Yes, please. You know, Driving is a privilege, not a right. That is a 2-ton hunk of metal with controlled explosions under the hood. Pay attention. Caputo says... Sorry?
I just wanted to say why you need a license to operate a car.
Yes. It says here, Caputo says he portrays a fictional character created by children author Dr. Seuss to give motorists a gift, but also to call attention in a nice way that they need to obey the speed limits in school zones. It catches them off guard, Caputo said. Another quote, but when I give them a clear choice of a citation or the onion, they will take the onion, and I've had them eat the onion right in front of me, end quote. Key school remains in session through December 16th. Dude, this guy's awesome. Like, you know, like just straight up traffic violation. Here's an onion. Now eat it raw in front of me now. You know, like.
Yeah. Also, as a special Christmas thing, the tickets and for the you know, if you have to pay more than 5 miles per hour over, he will also get a lump of coal.
Yeah, chucked straight at his head. It's like, slow down, idiot. So. Anyway, let's move on up here. Another thing involving a Grinch. More from Associated Press News. Arizona driver cited for carpooling with inflatable Grinch. Now, let's be happy this wasn't in Florida as well, because he could have probably, you know, gotten a technicality of impersonating an officer. You know, what happened in that last article there. Says here, the Grinch came early for an Arizona driver who tried to pass off an inflatable figure of the Dr. Seuss character as a passenger. The Arizona Department of Public Safety said at a state trooper last week noticed a car in a high-occupancy vehicle lane on Interstate 10 in Phoenix with a suspicious-looking green passenger. Oh, hardy har. While the gag may have caused the officer's heart to grow, it did not stop the driver from getting excited from being in the HOV lane during a restricted time. The agency, however, could not help but post a photo of the Grinch figure with the driver's face blurred out on his Twitter account. Officials say they appreciate the festive flair, but that the driver's action was still illegal. They are urging motorists to follow traffic laws. Yes, please do. You know, they're there for a reason. Most of them, at least. So.
Otherwise, you will have to eat an onion.
Yes, eat an onion. Or, worse yet, eat a mason onion. So. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar for any links you may be interested in, which includes all things but unlimited to Omni Coalition. I botched that. Anyway, for your dose of different, odd, and otherwise unknown news, we stream Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time.
11 p.m. Moon Time.
Yep. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
And I'm Protoblob.
Yep. And you, of course, are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in history, we have a history show every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time. Anyway, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Toodles!